trying to butt his head.
Where are we going now? Let's go. Hurry.
What's up, guys? Today we're talking about boxing. Now we're going to cover my love for boxing, but mainly we're going to talk about how boxing relates to business. Boxing and business are one and the same, and we'll also cover my love for the sport itself. Now, guys, looking at that clip you just saw, to start things off here, you saw that Victor Ortiz got knocked out by Floyd Mayweather, and for some people it was controversial. Even for Victor himself, it was very controversial. He believed he got cheated. However, he did not get cheated, because what's legal is legal. You have to know the rules before you start playing, or you learn the hard way. Now, how does that relate to business? It's the same exact thing with business, guys. Don't get caught up in what's ethical versus what's not ethical, because that's all objective. You have to focus on what's legal. So, in business, for example, there may be certain practices within your specific field that, some people may deem it to be illegal or unethical. However, if you look at the law, it's legal. So don't get caught up in feeling like you can't, accomplish something that you want to accomplish because you feel like it's unethical. That unethical thing it varies from person to person. So just to give you an example, if you're familiar with me, I'm in real estate investing. I was told when I first started that wholesaling real estate was illegal. I was told by title companies, even by one attorney, that I would have to get my actual seller to sign my assignment contract. So I had to disclose how much, money and everything I made prior to them even getting a chance to see the HUD statement. All of those things were false. What they were referring to as ethical or non-ethical was not illegal. So you have to know the rules of the game before you start playing. And that's no different with boxing and with any business endeavor that you pursue. So as you saw in boxing, Floyd Mayweather, he came in, they bumped fists, they were good, and then Floyd was right on it. Took the boxing gloves off, but Floyd was right on the money. He didn't waste no time. Same thing with you guys. You have to be right on the money, which leads me to my second point. You have to always be light on your toes. You must be aware what's coming after you from business, right? But also, if you're one-on-one with a person, a competitor, with an employee, with whoever in your business, you have to make sure that you're always aware. You have to be light on your toes with your customers. One big thing in any business, and this is any business, you never want to sound like you don't know something, right? So even if you don't know something, when you're talking with your customers, when when they're telling you about something or they're asking you about something, whether it relates to your business or it doesn't, you don't want to ever just say, I don't know. You want to say, even if you don't know, right? You want to say, that's interesting. I actually could call, John Doe to figure this out. That's interesting. Maybe you should give John Doe a call to figure this out. John Doe is the person that you know, somebody that you can refer them over to, because you don't want to just look like you're useless. You have to prove your value in the market. And you do all of this by being light on your toes, no different than in the ring. If Victor Ortiz would have been light on his toes, instead of expecting for maybe Floyd to, do something else, right? If Victor Ortiz would have been light on his toes, everything could have possibly turned out different. Just by him being aware of what was going on, aware of his surroundings, aware that, hey, I'm in a boxing match. I just headbutted this guy purposely, what we found out looked like it was purposeful. But he just headbutted this guy, and he's trying to apologize. But Floyd wasn't apologizing. He was punching.
Let Ortiz talking to Mayweather. And watch that.
And that's what Victor Ortiz would have done if he was aware and light on his toes. No different than you. Always be aware and light on your toes. Make sure you know and see what's coming after you. All right? Final thing, guys, no matter what's said by either side, right? There comes a day when you have to prove that you are the best without any explanations as to why. And the reason you don't need to explain is because your results and actions will speak for themselves.
Floyd, we've seen you get hit more than we're used to seeing you get hit against a couple southpaws, and here's a southpaw with real hand speed and punching power.
Put him in front of me, we gotta see what he can do. I always find a way to get the job done. I was born for this. I was born to be on this level. I was born to handle this.
I just don't really care, without due respect, bro. I was born to do this as well.
Okay. Well, you know, that's what they all say. You know, I just say September 17th, you'll see.
Guys, that's the same with business and also with boxing. So boxing is just the physical representation of everything that happens in business. And also, you know, obviously business is represented as well. But with boxing, it's just the purest, rawest form of it. There's two men, two women, two humans getting in the ring, and they are fighting. So no matter what they said, no matter what their past accolades are, no matter who they beat before this person, no matter any of that, none of that matters when they get in the ring and they have to prove without any explanation, because the talking don't matter no more. You have to prove with your actions and results that you are as good as you said you were. Guys, that's huge. It's no different with business. With business, there comes a time at every single point, right? Whether it's just with your customer. If you're explaining all of your services to your customer, if you're saying, hey, I'm the best at this, I'm the best at that, I'm the best at this, there comes a time you have to prove that you are the best. And they don't need you to explain anymore. They need you to give them results as to why your company, your program, your solution, your course, your whatever is the best thing possible. That's huge. That's huge, guys, because when you really think about it, it doesn't matter about what you say. And on the flip side of that, it doesn't matter about, you know, how you say it. It's about, you know, can you provide the desired results that your customer or even employees are looking for. But it also shows you guys that at the end of the day, nobody has your best suited interests other than yourself or your entity, your company, which your company can involve having a whole team around it. I understand that. But even in that whole team, there's somebody that leads that team and organization, and that person, it ultimately all falls back on them. So for them, their opponent, so to speak, is to make sure that, you know, they can provide for the rest of their team and keep things moving on for their team and their family. No different than these guys getting into the boxing ring. They're fighting for their brand, for their family, and for their legacy. Legacy being how long they get to stay at the top of the sport. Legacy in business being what you believe behind for your family and your loved ones and how many people you helped on your journey. Guys, it's all the same. Boxing and business are literally one and the same. I love boxing. So one of my favorite boxers was Floyd Mayweather, you know, growing up. And I say one of because I did like Manny Pacquiao as well. But it was Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather growing up. Never missed a fight with them. As I, you know, transitioned to getting older, obviously I like Deontay Wilder just with, you know, him and Fury. But also before that, I believe that he is a great champion. I'm looking forward to that fight. I like Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao. That's going to be a classic fight as well. So many classic boxing matches coming up. Also Gervonta Davis and I don't know who else. But that's why I felt the need to do this video. Guys, go ahead and tune into all the boxing matches. But don't forget, when you're watching, let it just give you an extra, I don't know, extra oomph. Also Canelo Alvarez, but an extra oomph of just like, man, that is me in the ring boxing my opponent. And your opponent could be your business potential, right? But also just let it be like, man, I can't hide it. I can't hide the work that I'm putting in. I can't hide any of this. Either I'm doing the work or I'm not doing the work. Either I'm going to win or I'm going to lose. Or I'm getting knocked up out. As always, baby, get the stuff.